So, Naeem, how's that foot tasting?
It's been better.
Let's have a drink. Wash it down. Cheers, my man.
Wash it down.
Before we get to that taste of your foot, did you know that apples float because they are 25% air?
I didn't know that. I knew apples floated, but I didn't know why.
Yeah, bobbing for apples, and they're always on top of the water.
Always. Have you
Yeah.
ever tried bobbing for apples?
I did. It's been a long time.
Is it hard?
Yes,
I've never done it.
it's hard.
Yeah, because I imagine as soon as you touch it, it starts to
You're
sink.
in head first, so your nose is going in the water.
Yeah.
Your mouth's open trying to grab it. Like
Do
you
you
said,
have
if
to
you,
like attack it?
oh yeah, if you bump it and don't bite it, it just goes down
Yeah.
and then pops back up. And it moves. There's
Oh.
nothing holding it in place. So every time you don't get a good grip on it, it just moves, slips out.
When you don't get a
Well,
good
thanks
grip
for
on it.
joining us. We're done here. Garage is getting cozy.
Well, you said it. What do you?
Gotta get
Anyway,
that gorilla grip. What?
right, gorilla grip, right. So yeah. What were we talking about?
I
My
don't
foot.
know.
I'm
Your
how's
foot
my
in your
foot
mouth.
taste? So I owe 11 guys. One guy specifically an apology
Yeah.
because a few episodes ago, and before I get into it, I do want to apologize. Cincinnati statistically is one of the worst cities to live in when it comes to allergies,
Right.
and I am getting
You're in
my
it.
ass kicked right
You're in
now.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
So, on top of technical difficulties and on top of,
Allergies.
allergies,
Yeah.
we just couldn't pull it together earlier
Right.
this week. So here we are. I'm
We're a
trying.
little
I'm
behind.
still a little nasally, but we're good. So when I went on this golf trip that we talked about, I was like, these guys, they golf too many holes. They don't really like to get ripped on the course anymore. They're all getting older. I'm one of the younger guys on the trip, and blah, blah,
Right.
blah, 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 blah. I have to say, I had one that probably, if not the greatest time on this trip since we've been doing this since 2000, probably 9 or so.
Yeah.
One of the best.
That's
It
great.
was freaking amazing.
That's awesome, man.
It was the
I
best
knew you'd
time
have
ever.
fun, bro.
I wasn't so sure. I wasn't so sure. The reason I went this year was for 2 reasons. Johnny really wanted me to come, and then my buddy helped me with something really, really big in my personal life. And he said, if this goes through for you, you better have your ass on that golf trip.
Gotcha. So
I
you were
did it.
there.
So I was there.
All right.
I
Good
lived
deal.
up to my bet. So yeah. So the funniest thing was I talked about how they golf too many holes because we golf
Yeah. It was 18, 36, and 36 or something
18, 36, 36, 18.
over 4 days. So those
Over
each
4
Yeah.
days.
Okay.
Yep.
So what really happened?
So what really happened was I came in, golfed 18 Thursday.
Okay. Did you
Golf-
get there Thursday?
Yeah, got there Thursday morning at like 10 a.m.
So off the plane straight to the golf course.
Yeah, well, a lot of people didn't get until later, but we teed off at 3 o'clock.
And you got 18 in starting
Yeah.
at 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're done by 7.
Okay.
And then 36 on Saturday.
I mean Friday.
Friday, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Friday.
Okay.
36 on Saturday. And we're all hurt. I mean, I'm popping ibuprofens like they're Tic Tacs.
Are you
At this
cart
point.
golfing? I mean, you're
Oh,
carting
yeah,
it,
we're in the
right?
car. Yeah, we're in the car, but in the Florida sun.
Was it hot?
It wasn't hot. Actually, the weather cooperated tremendously. A lot of
Okay.
clouds. Anyway, make it very because I know I don't want to ramble on and on and
Right.
on. But everyone was done after Saturday, and there's usually an 18 round on Sunday.
Right. Everybody's leaving Sunday. It's over Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I looked at Johnny. I said, "My plane doesn't leave till 4:30." He's like, "My
Oh.
plane doesn't leave till 6."
How many?
A couple of the guys were local, so 4 of us went out there and golf. Johnny and I at least got in 12 holes.
Oh.
I said, we got to get in 12 because if we get in 12, that's over 100 holes in
Ooh.
3.5 days.
That's
I don't know if
incredible.
the other 2 guys finished, but Johnny and I finished after 12. 102 holes
3
in
days.
3.5 days.
Oh.
So
Man.
now it's called the 102 hole challenge.
Now you got to do 103 next year.
Right. So whoever beats it, you get to rename the golf trip. It was amazing. But what I did realize, man, and Johnny even sent something out on Instagram about it. Golf trips aren't about golf.
Right.
Not at all.
It's a camaraderie.
They're about it's a camaraderie, getting with your boys, getting away from life's
Yeah.
responsibilities
Yeah.
and all that, having a whole bunch of beer.
Right. Absolutely.
and just really enjoying yourselves and telling stories, making up lies about whatever and not letting the facts get in the way of a good time. So I do. To all those guys on that golf trip, I want to tell you I had the greatest time that I've had in a long time. And I want to thank you.
I could tell you guys, I don't know who any of you are, but he was definitely pumped about it when he got back.
Yeah.
I can tell you that for sure. He had a great time.
Yep.
Speaking of golf and great
Mhm.
time, you had something special happen last Thursday, right?
Ooh, I did.
Golf league, right?
Golf league, baby.
Something special.
I got my very first
First
eagle
eagle. Yeah, boy.
up top. So for those of you who golf know what an eagle is, and I got it. Everyone's like, was it a par 4 or par 5? I'll say, well, it was a par 5.
Yeah, yeah,
So the awesome thing is when they give you 5 shots to get the ball in the hole, I did it in 3.
right.
So
That's
drive right down the
fantastic.
middle, 6 iron right onto the green, had to hit a 12-foot putt.
Oh, that's a gimme.
And yeah, dude, 3 putts. 3-foot putts aren't a gimme to me. But, yeah, not to bore everybody with the golf talk for people who aren't into golf, but,
Right.
that's yeah, a lot of special moments to be had on a golf course, whether you're a good golfer, great golfer, bad golfer. I don't care how good you are at golf. If you're out with me, just keep up with the pace of play.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
If you gotta drop a ball, you gotta bring 30 balls to play 18 holes, bring
That's
30
fine.
balls to play 18 holes.
I always tell people my drinking team has a golf problem.
There you go.
This guy's been trying to get me on the golf course for a while, and I'm like, "Eh."
And what
You
what do you say every time? I'm like, "Matt, do you golf?" What do you say to me?
What do I say? No?
You say, "I have golf clubs." That's what you say. And I'm like, "What?"
I do have golf clubs.
Maybe
They're
I'll give
not
you a
good.
call when we're done, and
They're
we'll,
fine.
have a couple of beers on your
Right,
patio or
right.
something.
That's more like, you know what? I'll just meet you when you're done, and I'll catch up drinking.
Right, right. And holy shit, this one guy on the trip, his nickname is Fire.
Yeah,
He bets. He and his buddy, they live across the street from each other. They golf at least 3 times a week. They bet on everything.
every hole, every stroke,
Every hole,
everything.
every stroke, everything's got a bet. You wanna play left, right. You wanna do this, closest to the pin, but you gotta be on the green. Who's in the fairway? You're playing on this team. All right, let's do this. I'm like, "Guys, I just wanna play
Right.
golf."
Let's just go. Let's
And
just
I
play.
told him that on the last day. I'm like, "No." He's like, "All right, what are teams? What are we betting on?" I'm like, "No, we can't do this anymore. I just wanna play golf." But no, he brings an energy that even outmatches my energy. Like,
That's hard to
he j
picture.
dude, he's on fire. His nickname's Fire
Well,
the
I
whole
guess.
time, and he's a great time. I've known him for years. Great guy,
Good deal.
great guy.
I'm
Yeah,
glad you
so
had fun, man. I knew you would.
yeah, appreciate it,
I
appreciate it.
knew you
So,
would.
hopefully that appeases the golf update and all the buddies
He
on the
had a
trip.
great time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we've been on this for almost 8 minutes, so we'll move on.
Moving on. So, recent holiday that just passed, I think we'll have some conversation about
Mhm. You talking about the Masters? Or
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
So not the Masters.
Right. Mother's Day.
So the idea, Mother's Day versus Father's Day.
Mm.
This is probably going to put me in the garage for a while, but
At least you made it cozy out there.
I did make it cozy. Air conditioner, king size bed now, so it's fine. But the idea is out there that some men believe that Mother's Day is more celebrated than Father's Day.
You're saying men believe this?
There is an idea out there that men believe that Mother's Day is more celebrated than Father's Day.
I would
Mother's
agree.
Day is made a bigger deal of than Father's Day.
I would agree 100%. What are your thoughts?
I think it is too, to an extent.
Mhm.
I think for some, it's probably a big deal both ways. But I think a lot of men will also be like, "Oh, don't worry about me for Father's Day. I don't need anything."
That's true too.
Right? Like we do on our birthdays, like we do on
Yep.
Christmas, like we do on any other holiday. We deflect that attention for whatever reason.
Mhm.
Mother's Day is super celebrated, to the point where like the media pushes it, news, advertisements, everything. Now I know there's stuff about Father's Day,
Yeah.
but it's just men feel like it's not as celebrated.
Right.
And that I don't know, then there's this whole thing of planning Mother's Day. Now, I've also heard men will struggle to plan Mother's Day because women don't like surprises. They say they do, but some don't.
Can you generalize it like that though?
I think so. I
you
know a
can?
few
Okay.
that don't like surprises to the point where a few have told me, I'm going to tell you what I want for Mother's Day. I'm going to tell you who I want invited, what kind of meals I want, but I want you to execute the plan.
Okay.
So at that point, is the man even planning it at that point?
Shoot, I would appreciate that. That takes
Little
all
help?
the guesswork out.
Right.
At
See?
that point, I'm just a worker.
Right.
And
So
sometimes I don't wanna be a manager, I wanna be a
right.
worker.
And then the wife will go to the husband and say, "Babe, what do you want for Father's Day?" "I don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Just another day." Why is that?
yeah.
Why
I don't
is it?
know, man. Because I do the same thing, and I hate I don't wanna be this guy who's always, just like, "Oh, my wife this, my wife that,"
Right.
but I it w w it ironically, Lish and I had a conversation about this before you and I even just because we talked about this, what, 5
Ok
minutes ago?
yeah, if that, if
Right.
that.
So, but every Father's Day, she gives me a very functional gift.
Yes.
So, last year, it was the Betta skimmer,
Okay.
skims the top of the
Right,
pool, so I don't have to go out there skimming all the
right.
time. It just works. It's a
It just
robot.
does it. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She'll get me a pair of, sneakers that I would never buy on
Yep.
my own or
Yeah.
something like that, but she does a good job of recognizes this and make sure the kids
Yeah.
recognize this, but I do deflect in the same way that you're talking about. I'm like, you guys didn't have to do this. It's not a big
Right.
deal. Let's focus on Mom and Mother's Day."
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. They're
Yep.
they're even
It's
though you
another
guys can't
ringtone.
hear it,
It's another ringtone.
Matt's phone's just dinging
Yep,
and
and
dinging.
he loves it.
Mhm.
Favorite thing.
So, anyway, but yes, in general, I think even but do you think it's really women that are making a big deal of Mother's Day, or do they know good and damn well from a manufacturer's standpoint and from a business standpoint, men are gonna do whatever it takes and spend as much money as it takes to make sure their wives are happy?
Yeah, so I think this ties into something we had talked about a few episodes back when we talked about Valentine's Day being a BS holiday.
Mhm.
I think to your point that yes, manufacturing, sales, all the things are geared towards men buying stuff, right?
Absolutely.
I also think some women have expectations that they better do something for me.
Oh, absolutely.
So to take this even one more kind of step, we don't want to dwell on this too long. We have other stuff to talk about, but there's also this thought process out there of I don't get my wife anything for Mother's Day because she's not my mom.
Now that guy is
Well,
either
it's not it's a thing.
now that guy, hold on. That
It's
guy is
more than one
either
guy.
he's either a villain or he's my freaking hero.
Right. So and this
Like,
you think
which one is it?
right. So you break this down as like, well, it is Mother's Day. Your
Mhm,
wife is a mother,
mhm.
but she's not your mother. She's your kid's mom.
But is it called Celebrate Your Mom Day, or is
No,
it
it's
Mother's
Mother's
Day?
Day.
So anyone
Right.
who's a mother,
Correct. That's how
like
I look at it.
I call my
Right.
sisters, if my grandmothers, God bless their souls, they passed away, but
Yeah.
even on Mother's Day, I would call them, they're my
Yeah.
grandmothers, you
Yeah.
know?
But there's definitely a thing out there where dudes won't get their wives stuff because there's that.
We're going deep, and all
There's
I
that
hear is your
again.
text messages going off.
Um, dudes won't get their wives anything because they're not their mom.
I I gotta tell you, this is a little bit of a new concept
Nothing I would
to
ever
me.
that thought would never enter my mind to
No.
not get her anything because she's not
Hmm.
my mom. Never in
No.
100 years.
Because I appreciate the fact that she mothers my children.
Right. So
So
I
who
would love to hear
put it out
the other
there.
side of this.
Put the email address
Midlife
out there.
Playbook Podcast at gmail.com. Comment on YouTube, ladies. Like, how do you feel if your man will not get you a Mother's Day present because you're not his mother? I would never, that's not a thought ever entered my mind.
We have to hear from
Oh my God, we have to hear.
this is gonna be and this is
We'll revisit it. We get
yeah,
enough, we'll revisit it.
because when we hear back from you, we're actually gonna read some of
Oh,
them
yeah.
anonymously. You won't
Yeah,
be
we
identified or
won't throw you
anything,
under the bus unless I know you
but yeah, Midlife Playbook Podcast
at
at
Gmail.
gmail.com.
Please let us
let
know
us
on
know.
this one. And even if men out there do this, let us know.
Yeah. I would love because I
Oh,
would love to
man.
know how the hell you get away with it.
So I don't know, but it's
Mhm.
definitely a thought process that exists in the world.
Yeah.
But you're not my mom. I'm not getting anything for Mother's Day.
That's so wild to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I'm not saying it's good or bad. It's just
I don't
wild.
think it's good or bad either.
It's just preferences, right?
If your dynamic works that way, more power to you.
More power to you.
If your wife's cool with it, more power to you.
Absolutely.
If she ain't cool with it,
Then you better
better get her something,
right.
a card or something.
Yeah. So, on that same note, it was Saturday before Mother's Day. And the thing is,
Oh.
that Friday night, we took Reese to the, Cavs Pacers game in Indiana.
Yep.
So I didn't and then Saturday, we spent all day hanging out, so I never really it just snuck up on me. I never really
Yeah.
had time to get the Mother's Day gift.
Yep.
And she even said to me, she's like, "Babe, the Mother's Day is coming, and I haven't gotten my mom anything." And I was like, "Well, shit, I haven't gotten you anything either, so, I guess we're in the same boat."
Let's go shopping together.
You know? And her mom was coming to the house
Yeah. Yeah.
on Sunday,
Yeah.
so we had to make sure we had something. So
I love her parents, by the way.
oh, they're the best.
Fantastic. Great people.
I mean, when you
Great people.
when your mother-in-law's nickname is Killer
Yeah.
and your father-in-law's nickname is Turbo,
Yeah.
gotta be
Yeah.
good people. So so Sunday morning rolls around, and of course, we spent Saturday night doing what we do.
Tying one on.
Yeah.
About
So
2:30 in the morning, 3:00.
yeah. So Sunday, I wake up at like 6:30 and I'm like, "Oh my god, I gotta do something." So I sprint to the car, I get in, I go straight to Kroger.
Was it open?
It was open. Maybe
Yeah.
like 7 AM, I think. I
Okay.
mean, I had to brush my teeth and all that shit,
Right,
so
right.
that
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
gave you a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
So, I get to Kroger and by the way, still got a little bit of a shampoo
100%.
effect going on from last
Because it
night.
was 3 hours. We were still killing them, kicking them back 3 hours prior to that.
Dude, I pull into the parking lot. I've never seen so many guys.
It's all dudes.
All dudes. I did not see a single female in the damn grocery store. All of them pushing a shopping cart with flowers in it.
Flowers, card, candy.
Card,
Check,
all
check,
the
check.
shit. I'm like, and in my head, all I could think was, look at us, bunch of losers. Just a bunch of Sunday morning Mother's Day losers running around last minute. It's almost like on Valentine's Day
Yeah,
when you go into
Yeah.
Walgreens or something.
it's all men.
All men in the Valentine's Day card aisle just looking like, shit.
And it went fine. Mother's Day was fine, right?
It went great. I actually
Yeah.
found a really nice vase of flowers, got a card. I did pull a really cool thing I saw on Instagram though. So I saw this thing on Instagram where this woman gave her husband, I think it was his birthday. She said, "You're way too picky to buy gifts for. So here's X amount of dollars. Go buy yourself some golf shit."
Right.
So here's what I did. I gave her the card and I said, "You're really hard to buy a gift for. So here's some cash. Go
Just
buy
go do it."
yourself whatever you want."
Right. Did she appreciate that?
She laughed. She thought it was super clever because she's agreed with me. She's very hard to buy a gift for.
Right. Well,
And
okay.
so she laughed. Yeah.
Okay.
And she's like, "Oh my gosh." She's like, "I'm not taking this money." And she tried to give it back to me. And I'm like,
Right.
"No." But so still to this moment, that money is in that card on that vase upstairs.
She hasn't used it.
Hasn't used it.
So now it's going to
No.
be a game. See how long it sits there.
Absolutely.
It will be
Absolutely.
there next Mother's Day.
Probably.
She ain't going to use that.
I hope not. It's a decent amount of cash.
Just don't tell the kids.
No.
Or it will be gone.
Well, if those kids touch that cash, that's going to be their second mistake. Their first mistake was thinking about it. I'm just going to leave that right there.
I think we've got enough for today.
You think so?
I think so.
We're only 18.
We're only 18
19 minutes
19
in.
minutes
Come
in.
on, we got a little more. We got a little more. So you want to hear about this one guy so I mentioned earlier we went to the Pacers game.
Oh, yeah,
Cavs
yeah,
game.
yeah. You had a story there. Yeah.
You want to talk about shit
Mhm.
in the bed. Jeez, Cleveland. Come on. Pull it together. Anyway, so I'm sitting down in my seat and I keep smelling something's wafting. You ever had something waft on you?
Yeah. Glaucoma stuff. Glaucoma medication.
Yeah. Coma medication?
Glaucoma
Oh.
medication.
Who knows what that smells like other than you? And people with
You've
glaucoma.
never heard the inference of that?
No.
We're probably thinking of two different things.
We are.
When you smell weed, the inference is that somebody's got glaucoma.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It's glaucoma
That went over
medication.
my head for a second. Okay.
Didn't have to go far.
Fuck you. Anyway, but this wasn't glaucoma medication. This
Okay.
was straight up funk.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, who is it around me? Because I have the nose of a pregnant woman,
Right.
right? And Lish does not.
Yeah. Okay.
The woman can't smell a thing.
So you're picking it up big
I'm
time.
picking it up big time. I'm like, who is it around me? So as people are leaving to go to the concession stand, I'm ruling them out. So what I determined when it was the guy sitting right in front of me.
Okay.
And Lish finally got a whiff of it.
Yeah.
And you know what it was? You ever left clothes in the washing machine
Yeah.
for like 2 days,
Yeah.
3
They get all
days,
moldy and
mildewy,
Yeah.
but you dry them anyway?
Right.
Yeah,
Without rewashing.
right.
So you still smell like
So
mildew.
you stink. And I mean, the dude, what really bothered me is this dude's hair was just coiffed. I mean, edge just right. He was
Right.
looking clean, looking good,
Except for the smell.
but he smelled like fucking asshole. And the only person it was affecting was me. I'm like, you're ruining my NBA
You're ruining my
experience.
game.
You're ruining my NBA experience. So, what I think we should start doing is putting a moral into each episode.
Okay.
Moral of this episode is do not leave your clothes in the washing machine overnight.
Yeah. What's the cutoff? A couple hours? Or what if you wash your clothes first thing in the morning, say
Yeah.
8, 9 o'clock, right?
Mhm.
Wash your clothes. You forget about them and you go do a whole day of sports, whatever. You get home around 7 o'clock. Are you putting them in the dryer?
I think you're still good.
Think you're
I
still
think it's
good there?
24 hours.
Okay.
Once you hit that 24-hour, because remember, those washing machines get all that gook built
Oh,
up in
yeah.
them.
And they don't drain all
then-
the way out.
Right. And that
Yeah.
can kind of get in
So
them too.
24 hours.
24 hours. Yep.
Okay.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. 24
There it
hours.
is. 24-hour
Get your
rule.
clothes in the dryer, or else you're going to smell like someone's booty hole.
That was the only game in the series they won, wasn't it? You were there. Didn't they win that game?
Yeah.
That you were
Because
at?
they lost the first two in
Then
Cleveland.
they won that
They
one
won the one we were at,
and then lost the next two.
and then lost the
'Cause
next
they're
two.
out.
Yep.
Mm.
Damn. We picked a hell of a game to go
You
to.
did. They won for you.
What was crazy, we kept saying, was you looked around the arena and they had a yellow shirt on everyone's chair because
Yeah,
they
for
wanted to yellow
Pacers.
it out for the Pacers.
Yeah.
We think we saw, and we were counting,
Yeah.
maybe 30 Cavs fans in the
That's
whole
crazy.
arena.
I mean, it's a 5-hour drive from
5
Cleveland to
hour, 5-hour
Indianapolis.
drive. Yep.
I feel like that's close
I mean,
enough to go.
It's just far enough for you to
That's
be
a long
like,
time.
I don't think so.
I don't like it. I'm about 4 hours, and then I'm like over it.
Yeah. Especially for a sporting event, which I may have to
Yeah.
turn around and come back
Yeah,
from, or
the
they may
same
lose or
day.
something like that. So
I get
I
it.
hear
Mm.
you.
I think we're
Well,
done here. Done rambling.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
All right.
wrap it up.
Well, thanks for watching another episode of Midlife Playbook, brought to you by Matt and Naeem.
And if this was your first time listening, we want to welcome you in.
Welcome to the party.
Absolutely. We
All
out
right,
here.
guys. We're out of here.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.